Watch what police do when their top murder suspect, Letecia Stauch, decides to escape the interrogation. We're going to break down psychological interrogation tactics police use to keep their suspect in the interrogation room to get a confession. Letecia Stauch was the Colorado Springs woman who was convicted of murdering her 11-year-old stepson Gannon when on January 27, 2020, she stabbed him 18 times, hit him on the head with an object, and then shot him with her handgun. 2 days after this interrogation on February 1st, she rented a van, stuffed Gannon in a suitcase, drove 1,367 miles to Florida, then threw the suitcase off a bridge in the Florida Bay. During the trial, she tried to get out of it by bogusly pleading not guilty by reason of insanity, claiming that one of her alternate personalities was the one who committed the murder.
I'm going to protect them. Do you understand that?
But the jury didn't buy it.
Guilty of count number 1, murder in the first degree.
At this point here in the investigation, she was just a person of interest, so the police asked her to come in for a voluntary interview to hopefully help find Gannon. They initially told her that she can leave at any time. However, ever wonder what happens when their number 1 murder suspect decides to take them up on that offer and just leave the interview? We're gonna break down these odd psychological interrogation secrets used to keep their number 1 suspect from escaping the interrogation room to find their missing person and get a confession. Now, let's get started.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Did you get some sleep?
I haven't eaten today.
Oh my goodness. Do you want something to eat? I've got some stuff.
I would love that.
What would you like? I've got some pizza Hot Pocket.
Pizza Hot Pockets would be good. But I mean, you don't have to wait.
No, we can get you something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Right, giving the unexpected gift of food and drink to the suspect creates the psychological feelings of goodwill and reciprocity where the suspect will feel they owe the interrogator information, getting the suspect to start talking. Interrogators try to create a world where the suspect feels comfortable and at ease telling the interrogator everything. For example, look at the furniture and the overall appearance of this room. It's comfy and may even remind you of what? Yes, maybe a therapist's office? That's done intentionally to psychologically manipulate the suspect into feeling physically and mentally comfortable telling the interrogator their deepest and darkest secrets. The days of high-pressure interrogations in a hard metal chair with a light shining over on their head are over. You know why? Yeah, some of their interrogation tactics were found to be illegal, but also because those interrogation tactics have also been found to cause both innocent and guilty people to confess, which became a problem.
Thank you so much for getting that.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my card, just so you have it, so I don't forget later.
Did you hear what that police detective said?
Here's my card, just so you have it, so I don't forget later.
Do you know why she said that? In the beginning of an interrogation, interrogators sometimes give the suspect their business card with a little presumption of near future freedom to psychologically put the suspect at ease. This is to avert the suspect from feeling that they could get locked up if they were to say the wrong thing during the interview. And yes, law enforcement doesn't use the word interrogation anymore for obvious reasons. So if you could be at fault for something and the police call you in for an interview, you're being interrogated.
Where did you park? Did you park in the garage? The garage that's right behind our building.
Okay.
Can you guess why the detective is asking Letecia about her vehicle?
For validation, what kind of vehicle were you in? So that I can put that on that validation slip whenever you, because I'll give you something to turn in so you don't have to pay.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Tiguan.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's because Gannon is still missing, so it's not outside the realm of possibility that he is in her vehicle that she drove to the police station. So they'll surely at least look through the glass of her vehicle as Letecia is being interrogated here. Also, if Letecia happened to not lock her vehicle, they would never dream of looking inside it or putting a tracking device on it.
First of all, you're in here voluntarily. You can leave.
Also, do you know why the detective said this?
Okay.
You just have to let me know that you want to leave.
Right.
Because I need to escort you out of the building.
Okay.
Okay?
Right, to maintain control over her because they would need to decide if she is allowed to leave based on how badly she incriminated herself during the interrogation. As of here, Gannon is still missing. Letecia was the last person to see him, and she's been giving bogus, inconsistent stories to the police and her husband.
She first called 911 saying Gannon was at a friend's house and didn't come home on time. Her story changed 2 days later to one where a man held her at gunpoint and raped her in her own home. She says that man abducted Gannon.
So they surely already have in their minds that they will do whatever they can to not let Letecia leave that police station. And we'll see how they manage to do that a little later.
I understand that. I know it's recording and all that. It's totally fine. But does that, like, usually stay within the court?
Letecia seems a little concerned that maybe someone like me may get a hold of her interrogation video.
It is not our common practice to go and be releasing stuff like that.
It may not be common practice for the police to release their interrogation footage to the media, but according to the Colorado Criminal Justice Records Act, all this footage is public records that are available upon request after the case is closed.
It is not our common practice.
So that's what the detective omitted.
Also, another little admin thing that I do just to sort of kind of cover my butt whenever I have people in here talking is to go over a Miranda waiver.
Just a little admin thing like reading you your Miranda warning.
It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. It's just because you're in a police station, and I want you to be absolutely certain of your rights.
Right.
Okay?
If you're ever Mirandized by police, no matter how much they try and sugarcoat it to you, you're at least a possible suspect.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
And they're Mirandizing you so you know you don't have to incriminate yourself.
If you'll sign that for me. Because this is recorded, I want to get, let's start from the basics.
Okay.
Have who you are. Do you have your ID?
Translation: we need your ID to confirm your identity so we can do an extensive search in the NCIC database.
What's your middle name?
Well, it's, I do my maiden name, which is Hardin.
Do you have a given middle name?
What other names of yours should we look up in the NCIC database?
Lynn.
What's a good phone number for you in case I need to get a hold of you?
Which phone record should we request a search warrant for? And which phone number should we tap?
In case I need to send you any documentation via email, how can I do that?
Which email should we get a search warrant for?
Are you on any social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram?
Well, I
Twitter?
wasn't for a long time, but just recently I just got, like, my Facebook back because we didn't have for like 2 years. So I do have a Facebook.
Translation: I want to friend you on Facebook. No. Which social media accounts and direct messengers should we get a search warrant for?
Address that I need to send if I need to mail anything.
Where is a good location for us to find you and arrest you? Also, where did the crime likely take place and where we can find most of the evidence?
6627 Mandan Drive.
And where are you working?
And if you're not home, where's another good location for us to find you and arrest you? And which people should we interview to ascertain more incriminating evidence against you?
I didn't want to work as a teacher anymore, so I decided I was going to be a flight attendant. So that's currently what I started doing with Spirit. Teaching has gotten so difficult in the elementary schools. I don't want to do it anymore.
I think it was a very good thing that she stopped teaching. She apparently couldn't handle one child of middle school age. Imagine what she would have been like as a teacher managing 25 children.
Take me through Sunday into Monday.
Okay, so then I see smoke coming up from the downstairs. And then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here. And I saw the candle that was over here.
Do you have like any tracker apps or anything on your phone?
Translation: which apps do you have on your phone that we can use to prove the story you're telling us is completely bogus?
My family likes to know where I'm at, so
well, I do that to Harley because Harley, was the only child, and then her father was killed.
Wait, did you just hear that? Listen to that again.
And then her father was killed.
Letecia's ex-husband was also killed years ago? They may want to look into that case again.
Do you have the one with the subscription? I'm trying to figure out if I have to get that or not.
I don't.
Is your location being tracked and stored by a paid app that will give us a complete view of where you were during the time you were committing and covering up this likely murder?
I can leave right here, but it's loading. Okay. I think, maybe.
Can I see it? Maybe it'll give me better reception over here.
Yeah.
Translation: this is a good opportunity to get your passcode, so once we confiscate your phone after this interview, we can search through it. But how can I get you to tell us your passcode?
Oh, shoot.
What if I push the power button and then casually ask you for your passcode to get back into your phone? Okay, now it's locked.
Do you have a password or something?
Let's see if you give me your passcode.
I can put it in.
Damn it, that didn't work.
Sometimes this corner, if you hold it up high, it'll...
Translation: sometimes if you hold your phone up high, the detectives watching through the camera in the other room can see your keystrokes and get your passcode.
Because I know people watching, I want them to have my passcode in, and they'll know our code for a lot of stuff.
Yes, you slipped. We just need to find out your garage door code, and that's probably also your phone's passcode.
Is it working?
No.
Oh, that corner is like typically the sweet corner.
Hold it up here?
Yeah.
Were you guys able to see anything?
We can set it down here.
I wasn't looking at anything, Letecia. I hope you didn't see me staring directly into the camera. I don't want you to become suspicious of what we're up to. Oh, you weren't looking at me. Whew. That was a close one.
We can set it down here. Just see if it kicks on.
Translation, just keep your phone right next to me, Letecia, so I can monitor your phone's notifications and maybe even pick up your phone accidentally thinking it was my phone.
Like, lay down. How's he doing?
What just came up on your phone? Did your accomplice text message you?
He was, oh, something happened.
Damn it, I didn't catch what popped up on your phone.
There you go. See, I told you this was a sweet corner.
Keep your phone right next to me because I want to peek at your notifications as they come in.
We did stop and get gas somewhere.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was on the way there or way home.
Do you remember what station?
But we did stop and get gas.
7-Eleven.
Here,
Come and go.
If you gotta go?
I hate to do this. Yeah, I need to run out.
That was weird. She was giving gas station ideas. Letecia heard the word go in the name come and go and thought the detective said that she had to go. And coincidentally, the detective actually had to leave the interrogation. She doesn't come back until Letecia tries to escape. But where do you think she went?
There was something along the lines of someone checked neighbors 2 doors down or something, camera footage.
Showing Gannon leaving with his stepmom Letecia, but according to neighbor Roderick Drayton, Gannon is nowhere to be seen when Letecia returns.
I watched the video. I could slow it down, speed it up. I know he didn't come home with her, so I knew something. She'd done something with him or to him.
That's right, Letecia was caught on a neighbor's video surveillance camera leaving with Gannon and then oddly coming back without Gannon. This really feels like deja vu, don't you think? Do you know which case I'm thinking about?
I like these shirts a lot.
Yes, Chris Watts. I live in Colorado, and if you're wondering if all houses in Colorado look exactly the same here, yeah, pretty much.
As we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was like doing something, maybe we were like doing whatever. And the guy was in there, and I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet. He was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground. And he was trying to like rape me. I was freaking out. And I swear to God, I don't know what happened from there. Back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? Then he did that and then I blacked out again. I was having a panic attack.
Yeah, his name was Eduardo. So he said he was going to bring the carpet and fix it, and I gave him the code to get into the garage. And I'll give you a small donation.
Letecia's story is completely inconsistent, doesn't make any sense, and it changes over and over and over. Here she claims her basement carpet got burned when a candle fell. Then in 1950s sitcom style, she finds a contractor who builds houses in the neighborhood next to hers to replace her carpet. She gives him her address and her garage door code. He comes in the house, but in Criminal Minds TV fashion, he's secretly a rapist and also a child abductor. She bogusly claims he does the act to her, takes Gannon, and then goes on the run. I'm not going to play much of her bogus explanation of what happened because it all changed about 20 times because she's apparently a narcissistic pathological liar.
Why would I record you? This is me and you. I mean, why would I say Happy Valentine's Day on a recording? That's something personal between us.
It's just you and me on this phone call and in your room.
Absolutely.
There's more details about how that went on, but I need immunity.
I'm trying to understand.
I'm always surprising you. I need immunity, please.
If you were... No, why would I record you? Where was he at? Where was he at when they searched our house?
Don't do anything until I get immunity.
I can't give that to you. But I mean...
Well, you can pass. I don't kill people because they'll try to get me, incriminate me for this. I need immunity. Tell me anything till I get immunity. They're not tricking me. They took everything I have. These people know where I'm at. They're in a gang. I will not.
Who has Gannon? That's what I care about. Who?
Then I want immunity.
What the f*** does that have to do with who has Gannon? I can't give you immunity. You call the police, you do what you gotta do to get yourself protected from whatever you're worried about. Who has Gannon?
Did you even call the guy to ask him about immunity to talk to me, did you?
You want this f***ing immunity because there's no dude. It's all a f***ing lie, Tisha. But there's no f***ing dude, Tisha. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yeah, prove me wrong. Was this an accident? Did something happen? Did you accidentally hurt him? Did you give him too much medicine? What happened?
So what do you think happened then?
I just need to know where Gannon is, okay? I just need to know what has happened with Gannon. Is he safe? Is he hurt? Is he alive? Is he somewhere? You told me to be straight up. I got a very straight up question, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you kill Gannon? I need to know. I need you to answer me yes or no right now.
I killed Gannon. The answer is no. I can't believe you asked me this.
All that footage shows him not leaving the house other than in the truck.
I was there, Albert. I'll give you his name. I swear to you.
Give me his
When
name.
I tell you this part, this is why I want immunity.
Okay.
Do you, okay?
Okay.
Hey, this dude trying to get your bike, he followed me. So I get the Petco. That's why I was looking in and out the doors of Petco. Well, this dude is in your truck with us. And as I was pulling off to go to the Palmer Lake area, I was going to go look at the bike. Hey, somebody was laying down in the road when I turned around and came back the other way, and this dude gets in the truck with us.
All right, listen, I'm going to be straight up again because I'm getting frustrated again because this is even more bullshit than the original 17 stories, okay? How is it all true when you've told me 7 different versions of the same thing? It can't all be true. He can't be a Mexican named Uncle Matt, lived it, but he wasn't there until he got in the...
See how you keep doing?
No, what I keep doing is not being stupid and letting you get me with bullshit, okay? I need the truth.
Really?
Yeah, really. Yesterday, it wasn't a Mexican. It was the guy riding around in the Aubrey Holmes vehicle or whatever it's called, okay? And you gave him the garage code, and then he came in. The 3 previous versions, okay? It all happened in Gannon's room. Now it all happened in the storage room. Make your mind up. Gannon was beat up. He was high-fiving the guy. He was jumping on him. He was loving him. Uncle Matt, he was a Mexican. It all happened in Gannon's room. Now it happened in the storage room. God damn it, Tisha, make some sense out of this. This is all bullshit because none of it makes sense. None of the timeline adds up. Every time you tell it to me, there's more and different details. And now I find about Quincy Brown in a red car with boxes, has my son, and he wants money, and you never told me about it. It's like we're playing Clue here or something. Or Who's Who. There's no Quincy guy. There's no Eduardo. There's no Uncle Matt. There's nobody. 5 years of lives, and now my son's gone. Where is Gannon, Tisha? Where the fuck is Gannon, Tisha?
Quincy Brown.
Where? Where's Quincy Brown? He's obviously, you know something about him. Is he in town? Are you in town? Is Gannon in town? Who's anywhere? Nobody knows where anybody is except for you. I'll let them know as soon as we get off the phone. Go look for a 5'7" Mexican guy named Uncle Matt that changed his name to Quincy Brown, that works for the home developer, that his ID fell out of his pocket, and he's out there with my son. I'll tell him all that.
Now it's because I found out who he is.
But you said you knew who.
They're after me.
Oh my God. Where is Gannon?
There are so many deceptive behavioral indicators from Letecia. Watch these next few clips, see what you think of how she's acting, and then we'll break it down.
I know it can be uncomfortable. Does that make sense? Are you okay?
Like, I don't want to be dreaming and hope anymore.
I'm sorry, you don't want what?
Like, dreaming. I don't want to dream anymore about it. I gotta keep saying it. And, like, in my mind, I keep saying it. And I'm trying to block it. And I'm fighting a battle of blocking out exactly everything, you know?
Yes, she shows emotion when she's reminded that she should probably be more emotional when talking about this topic.
Is it too late to, like, check your body? I mean, is it...
No, it's called a SANE exam, and they're done by forensic nurses at the hospital.
I feel like the pain was on the struggle of, like, your body was tired.
She talks about that tragic event very oddly far removed, where it sounds as if it happened to someone else.
Gannon comes in to, like, jump on him.
Okay.
To like, kind of help me out.
Okay.
And so I don't remember anything but, like, laying back, and I remember that I could, like, hear that Gannon had came in.
Okay.
I could hear that he knew this is not what you're supposed to do.
That Gannon did?
Yeah, like, Gannon was aware that someone was trying to harm me.
And was the man saying anything?
I don't remember anything but noises.
What kind of noises do you remember?
Noises?
I can't guess. That's the thing, right? So, like, I can't put words in your mouth. I can't guess. So I know, like, Like, I'm sorry.
Like pleasure noises.
Pleasure noises?
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, like pleasure noises, but like currency sounds.
Okay.
Her body language is constantly giving out of place and apparent duping smiles throughout when she's talking about something that should have been extremely traumatic.
You go upstairs, tell Lena to go, and then you go back downstairs.
Right.
And he still has Gannon. What happens next?
So he still has Gannon. Hold on. Can I like?
She's even looking into the camera in apparent fear that maybe someone like me is analyzing her very odd and suspicious behavior.
Kind of try to read.
Yeah, do what you need to do.
So, like, he was the first time my body, and then he has Gannon, and I don't want to make sure he's not hurt. So I go upstairs, come back down.
She's trying to mentally piece together the sequence of events from what she already told the interrogator and not what she remembers from what happened.
Oh yeah, remember I told you he was demanding different things, and I gave him a brown suitcase, demanded the brown suitcase. Well, he didn't demand the brown one, he demanded a suitcase, and I just gave him the brown suitcase, like 27 inches maybe.
Also, and most importantly, she shows absolutely no interest in finding her missing child. She shows no concern, no emotion, and no urgency that her boy Gannon is missing and something terrible could have happened or is currently happening to him. All she's doing during this entire interview is trying to get the interrogators to believe her bogus story. Someone who really wanted to find their loved one would be proactively providing helpful information and maybe even yelling at law enforcement for them to find their boy. However, the way Letecia is behaving is very typical of a guilty suspect in a missing persons case. Due to their guilt, they become hyper-focused on proving their innocence, completely forgetting the bigger picture of showing deep concern, fear, and desire to find their missing loved one.
Definitely, I would do anything for you to figure out who Eduardo is and to make sure that.
Okay, and it's perfect that.
I sound bad to say to make sure that I could just like.
Okay.
She says she'll do anything for police to find this bogus Eduardo person, but never mentions any interest in finding her missing 11-year-old stepson. However, a word of caution to interrogators. Someone who shows no interest in finding their missing person isn't always guilty. But why do you think that could be the case? Yes, the suspect may not have liked the missing person, and it's a happy coincidence for them that they're now gone. However, Letecia mentioned no disdain for Gannon, and she was the last known person to see him. Therefore, her lack of interest in finding Gannon is a red flag that she was at least involved in his disappearance. Especially for a guilty apparent narcissist like Letecia, it's so easy for the guilty narcissist to completely forget about their missing loved one during an interrogation because they know what happened to them, they know where the missing person is located, and they know the missing person is maybe gone forever. So because they're only thinking about themselves, they totally forget about showing any concern for the missing person. Also, the guilty subconsciously don't want to talk about the missing person because it makes them feel anxious, since the missing person is the one topic that can really destroy their life. Therefore, many times, like with Letecia here, they do not voluntarily talk about their missing loved one unless they're directly prompted by the interrogator.
I thought he was hiding.
Okay. What was the first thing you did after this happened?
I was calling his name because I did think he was hiding.
Okay.
A common error that narcissistic liars like Letecia make is assuming that since their lies are not being called out individually by the interrogator, they are being believed by the interrogator. But why do you think the interrogators at first let the suspect lie and not call them out after each individual lie that they tell? Right, the interrogator is psychologically manipulating the suspect. They are waiting for the suspect to give their full and complete deceptive story first, building their false confidence to keep the suspect talking, incriminating themselves, and for the suspect to keep digging a bigger hole for themselves. So when the interrogator finally reveals evidence that they secretly have against the suspect, they can prove that the suspect is lying in a tactic called stacking to make the suspect feel that they are caught where the evidence against them is insurmountable, causing the suspect to be psychologically more likely to confess. This is why interrogators will usually want the suspect to tell their full and complete story first before they reveal any of the evidence that they have against the suspect.
I mean, am I like free to leave, or? We're not holding you here.
Now, Letecia wants to leave the interrogation without ever mentioning interest in finding her missing stepson.
Let me go check on a couple of things really quick, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, you said I was free to go.
Are you wanting to leave right now?
I'm really hungry. I'm thirsty. Look at my lips. They're chapped.
Oh, snap.
They're chapped.
They're like really bad.
If everything else wasn't a red flag for interrogators, this is. She wants to leave. She's done, she's tired, she's hungry, her lips are chapped, poor Letecia, but absolutely zero interest in finding her missing stepson, where she was the last known person to ever see him.
Can you give me just a few minutes to just check to make sure that I've covered everything that I need to cover, and then I'll come back in?
She said that I would be able to go. Like, she didn't say I would be, like, I'm sure I've been here hours. And she said specifically that I would be able to go.
Her narcissism blinded her to the fact that she was showing no interest in finding her missing stepson Gannon, therefore clearly making her even more of a top suspect for the police. Do you remember what I said about the caveat of why detectives will say that they need to escort the suspect out of the building?
First of all, you're in here voluntarily. You can leave. Okay. You just have to let me know that you want to leave.
Right.
Because I need to escort you out of the building.
Yes, it's mostly because of situations like this, where the suspect may not be free to leave if they say the wrong thing or even act the wrong way over the course of the interrogation.
And I'm not saying that you can't. I'm asking if you can give me a few minutes.
Why do you think they need a few minutes? Right, they want to check with all the other detectives to see if they can stop her from leaving. Why do you think they're concerned about her leaving?
I want to take a shower. I mean, look at my fingers.
Yep, cleaning up evidence on her and in her home, hiding Gannon, and possibly even going on the run. Spoiler alert, she does all of that when police eventually have to let her go.
If you are who you are and you're wanted for a felony in Colorado, it won't do much good fighting an extradition hearing.
She keeps threatening me. Stop. Well, she keeps threatening me.
Stop it.
Well, she keeps on threatening me. I have stopped it. She keeps on. Oh, she got out of the restraints.
The fake polygraph test.
That fake polygraph he's talking about, police say Letecia actually tried to get fake results through a website.
They certainly don't want her to shower and wash away all the evidence that could be on her.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so can you show me how to leave?
Please? I have to go over here. Let me get somebody to escort you out.
Translation, I need to talk to my lieutenant to find a way to keep you from leaving here because we think you're involved in his disappearance.
She said that I could go.
Now the detective from earlier comes into the room and tries to distract Letecia from leaving.
Can you talk to me about what's...
You told me I could...
I know, but I left.
I understand that.
So we started and I left, and I just want to get the fill-in. So I have a couple questions about Sunday, if you're okay.
Said I could drive myself to the hospital, so I just don't want...
What do we need to go to the hospital for?
The detective plays dumb like she doesn't know Leticia's bogus claim that Eduardo did that to her.
This is the first I'm hearing about a hospital. I mean, what's going on with that?
This is frustrating because I've already given her information that you guys can clearly, like, watch and see. I'm going to just take a break. I want to get food. Look at my lips. They're chapped. I haven't...
You want some food?
I know.
What do you want to eat?
The detective tries to distract her again with food, hoping that by addressing each reasonable out for leaving, the suspect won't leave the interrogation. Therefore, if the suspect still wants to leave, what does that say about the suspect? Yes, the only other unsaid reason for leaving the interrogation is because the suspect is afraid that they will be caught, which also causes the suspect to realize that too, therefore causing the suspect to want to still talk to the interrogators.
You just said I could be escorted out.
Let me get somebody to escort you out.
And look at Leticia's gleeful and sinister facial expression when she thought she was home free.
Okay.
Now the detective is so nice to be cleaning up all of Leticia's trash. But do you know why? Also, watch how closely she eyes up Leticia's soda can.
You're done with all this?
Right, I haven't not communicated with you. I have been...
Are you done with that coke?
Nothing but...
Yes, she made it look like she was just innocently cleaning up the interrogation room, which allowed her to innocently ask for Leticia's soda can. But why?
Can I not take it?
You can if you want.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you were done with it. We recycle them too.
Yes, of course, the real reason they wanted her soda can is not to be environmentally friendly, but to obtain and confirm Leticia's DNA. However, do you think they eventually secured that highly desired soda can? Let's keep watching, find out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That yeah seems to indicate that Letecia no longer views her interrogators as therapists anymore, but now is suspicious of everything they want and request.
Hang tight for me just real quick. Let me make sure that she doesn't have any other questions because she finished up.
She just said
okay, I get that. I get that. Let's just let me double check with her.
She said I could go.
But she finished up the interview. I don't know.
Holding me here?
I'm not holding you.
Okay, so can someone lock me out?
You want to leave?
Don't you love that stalling attempt? Do you want to leave? Oh, I didn't gather you wanted to leave from the first dozen times you said you wanted to leave. Clearly, they need a little help with her stalling tactics, but what do you think they could have said to her in this situation? This is what I would have said. Letecia, do you want Gannon to be found?
Of course I do.
Good, so do we. That's why we need to talk to you. You're the last person to see Gannon, so you have the most information to help us find him. But if you leave, we're really going to be wondering if you want Gannon to be found. I usually cut interrogators some slack because they are going through this on the fly and don't have the luxury of thinking through the best possible response. Nevertheless, there's always room for improvement.
I just want to take a break.
Where do you want to go for your break?
Right there, when the detective asks Letecia where she wants to go for her break, that can actually be a very powerful reframing tactic to make Letecia psychologically feel that she is beholden to the detective by having to answer to the detective of where she wants to go.
I want to see my child. I want to get lunch with her.
Well, I'm more than happy to get you lunch or to bring your daughter here or whatever needs to happen. I'm not saying that you can't leave.
We're not saying you can't leave. We're just saying that you just can't go.
But I would like to finish up this conversation with you. There's a couple of questions about Sunday that I have.
The detective is way too focused on what they want, which is to keep Letecia at the police station and not selling her on how important it is for Letecia to be there to help them find Gannon. Of course, Letecia doesn't actually want Gannon to be found, but if she thinks that she will suddenly be their number one suspect by leaving and answering questions is the only way to prevent that, she would be more inclined to stay.
So saying that right
that would be, well, you came towards the door, so I opened the door. If you'd like to have the conversation in the room, we can.
Am I not allowed to leave? I'm clearly asking the question.
Well, I'm trying, so I guess our communication isn't the greatest at this point in time.
Translation, I am intentionally confusing what you want in order to stall so I can hopefully think of something better to say to prevent you from leaving. Also, it's important to mention that since Letecia is feeling that they are suspicious of her, she's more likely to take urgent action to cover up the crime when she does leave.
Are you wanting to leave the office to go get something to drink?
Right, yes. I clearly have, you have my number. I'm not going to not answer you or anything. To answer you.
My name's Michael.
If you heard a male voice, that's the lieutenant who now confronted Letecia. Now watch what happens when he moves back into the interrogation room to make sure he's being audio and video recorded.
Come on in for a second.
I understand. I just want to get directions.
I get it. And so once again, we're back in the interview room.
Okay.
We're on camera. Mitch Maholko, lieutenant with the investigation section.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point in time, what we had just discussed outside, and tell me if I'm wrong, is that you decided that you wish to leave and that there's no problem with that. I asked if...
you didn't ask, you took.
Yeah, he snatched her phone off camera, maybe trying to make it seem like now she gave her phone to him when he suddenly appeared on camera. If you notice when Letecia was walking out of the room, this is how she was holding her phone. Yes, very snatchable.
Okay, so
you took.
Understood.
Yes, he says understood, but does not actually admit to taking it. And then...
Okay.
So, at that point in time, you relinquished the phone to me.
Translation, you were not gripping your phone tightly enough for me not to snatch it out of your hand, so you released your phone to me. Now notice what he says when she accuses him of taking her phone.
I didn't relinquish the phone. You took it.
Listen, man. I took the phone.
Okay.
Finally, only when he is pressured does he admit that he snatched her phone. But before that, he was going with, you released your phone to me. Cops can be very sneaky.
And I told you that we would be applying for a search warrant.
Laws vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but cops are sometimes allowed to seize evidence if they feel that it can be lost or destroyed while waiting for a search warrant.
Okay, you said applying.
That's correct.
Sir, I'm not going anywhere. I literally just need directions. I mean, I have family numbers in there I don't have.
Understood. So at this point, we're going to be applying for a search warrant. Is that understood?
Okay, I'm going to ask you one favor. You let me find out, or you show me something that you can legally take my phone and you don't have a search warrant yet. Can you show me that?
Understood.
Can you show me that?
No.
Can you show me that?
We're being video
I
recorded.
understand, but could you show me that, sir? Because that feels like that's kind of a little unconstitutional.
And if that's the case, that can be something that you can bring up.
It seems that from his perspective, he wants to make sure that she doesn't delete any evidence from her phone. But if what he did was illegal, her attorney could make the case that that evidence should not appear in trial.
No, that sounds
So at this point,
unconstitutional.
we're going to go ahead and hold on to this phone.
No, that's unconstitutional. Okay, can I use another phone if I'm an attorney? Sure. That is unconstitutional.
There are multiple phones here.
So I'm going to hold you here until we get that search warrant.
Now they're detaining her until they have a search warrant. So now she's definitely not free to leave.
I don't care that you had the phone. You took it out of my hand, and that was very disrespectful.
Do you think Letecia was actually going to give her phone to the police? No way, but it's likely she's only saying that now to not appear guilty, to prevent them and her family from thinking that she is involved in Gannon's disappearance.
If you would have just asked me for it, I would have given that to you. I would have said sure, but it was the way that you did it. Okay, so that was my thing with you on that.
Okay. So, you need a colder bottle?
Yes, the police finally secure their sought-after soda can when she wasn't focused on it, which has her DNA all over it. That's going straight into an evidence baggie and definitely not into the recycling bin.
Please recycle too.
Water? Or Gatorade?
Are you taking my drink too? What in the world?
I don't know the number because you guys took my phone. So.
Well, if you want to tell us your passcode, we can get the number out of the phone.
I'm being serious. I'm getting dizzy now.
Now Letecia is supposedly having a panic attack and needs a medic. But why do you think that's the case? Yes, there's many possibilities for this. It could be her way to distract the investigation, or it could be a legit panic attack because when someone is guilty and they begin to realize that the police are onto them, where they know they could be spending the rest of their life in prison, they may have an anxiety-induced panic attack. They were actually unable to arrest her that day and were forced to let her go.
I am Letecia Stauch, which is Gannon's stepmother.
But watch this suspicious media interview she did right after she was set free.
I was held because they were blocking the door and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, said I still wasn't complying or said I was, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it was continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
And that's why you say that they said then you weren't cooperating with the investigation.
That's why they said I wasn't cooperating at that time, correct?
Yeah, she does the whole interview with her back to the camera. I wonder why. Well, that's right. She was trying to avoid a Chris Watts media moment where her guilty body language would have been easily picked apart.
Wherever they're at, I have no inclination of where they're at right now.
My main thing is I would never want someone to think that I would hurt Gannon or any of the children in our home, because that's just not the case. We should all come together and wait until the end and see what happens, because Gannon's going to come home. He was so sweet.
Any message for Gannon?
The message for Gannon I have is, Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband.
Narcissistic Letecia still makes it all about herself.
We just wanted to add a message to Gannon from my family, is that we love you and miss you, and we hope that you come home soon. And Gannon, I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
And of course, one of these interviews wouldn't be complete without a fake crying plea for the missing person to come home, even though they fully know what happened to them since they were the one who made them disappear.
I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here. Please bring it back.
That's it. I can take that mic off you.
Now in the comments, why do you think Letecia did it? Let everyone know in the comments below. Subscribe for more.